Good afternoon and welcome to our festive edition of Jump In Let's Play. We wanted to take this one to give you our top 10, only our personal top 10 of games that we feel would be great for Christmas this year. These aren't in any order, so we'll just go through and show you the different games and explain a little bit about them. All of these games you can try out in store as well. We have plenty of them in our demo area and you can play them in the board games library as well. So let's get started. First up, we have got Ghost Blitz. This has proven really popular for us. In this game, you're basically trying to obtain tokens that the card is showing you. So I'll just give you an idea. So we've got a variety of different tokens. And you can see there, you've got a nice little variety there. We then have a stack of cards that we then need to turn over and try and identify the token that the card is referring to. Some of them are straightforward. They'll always have two images. One might have a blue book on, in which case you're going for the blue book. However, other cards are trying to trip you up by making you think about what isn't there. So there, for example, we have the blue book, so it's the first person to grab that, and the grey mouse, first person to grab that. This one, however, a little bit tricky because there isn't a red mouse and there isn't a white bottle. So what it's actually telling you is to find the token that isn't represented, which in this case, again, is the blue book. It's a really fast and frantic game. It makes for a great little filler if you just want to play something in between other games or maybe in between courses, but absolutely fantastic. Really fast and frantic, takes a bit of getting used to, but once you get there you will know exactly what you need to do and have loads of fun doing so. In a similar vein of image association, we have got Dobble. In this game you're playing it a bit like Snap. There are other varieties of games within the rulebook, but the basic one is you're trying to identify images that are the same on your card as the card in the middle and getting rid of your cards first. However, the image is always changing as each card has about 8 or 9 images on them and they match with exactly one image on every other card. So you're trying to not only get rid of your card but find the image that matches between the two. Blockbuster returns with the Blockbuster party game. In this one you are divided into 2 teams and you're going head to head to act out, quote and describe movies and gain a movie in each of the 8 genres in the game. It's a really fun, furious game. It's not so much about the trivia, so if you haven't seen the movie but you're aware of it, you'll probably be able to mime it or act it out or something. But it's a really fun little game, brings back a lot of nostalgia for people who remember Blockbuster. Our next one, still within the party game realm, is Disney Drawsome. So this is a Disney version of Pictionary where you are drawing Disney characters and Pixar characters for the other players in the game and they're trying to guess what you have drawn. There's also a round where you are drawing people around the table as objects and characters from the franchise of Disney movies and everyone scores points. A bit like Blockbuster, you don't necessarily need to be a Disney buff to know how to play this game. It's not based on any trivia at all. You're drawing the characters from Disney movies and it will give you the character and it will give you the name. It's up to your opponents to guess who you have drawn, and if they guess correctly you get points too. So if you're not a Disney fan but the rest of your family are, you can still take part and you can still have a great time doing so. Our next one is really a game outside of a game, so this is one that you'll be playing in the background whilst you're doing other stuff. There is a Christmas version as well, which we are getting a restock on, and that is a Don't Get Got. The idea with this is that you are giving missions to all of the players. Everyone gets 6 mission cards, and then it is up to them over the course of the day or the week or however long you want to play it to complete those missions, or at least complete 3 of them. There'll be things like telling someone that there's something on their cheek, or they need to go outside because it's snowing. Silly little things like that. And then if they do it and they don't guess that you're trying to trick them into doing something, then you pass that activity. Said there is a Christmas edition as well, which is perfect for the whole day, having the family around, dish out a few cards to everyone, and whoever wins at the end, I don't know, they get the juiciest bit of turkey at dinner. It's Obvious is a team-based game where you're all working together to associate the images in front of you with the images in the centre. However, there is a catch in that you don't want to select the same image as anyone else, but you can't communicate directly with them. So we'll just show you a bit on the back there. So depends on the amount of players, depends on the amount of images in the middle, and then we have images around the edge, 2 for each player. You can't tell them anything about your image and why you're making your selection directly, but you can say things like, my choice is obvious, or my choice is a bit far-fetched. It's then up to everyone else to try and decipher that and see what you mean. The idea is each round that everyone chooses a different image and you get to pass it around. If at least 2 people have selected the same image from the middle, then you've lost the round and you just proceed to the next one. Lose 3 rounds and you've lost the game. So it's really about trying to utilise that limited communication and figure out exactly what you think your friends and family might be going for as well. So you need to try and think like them, their thought processes. Our next one is King Domino. This is a firm favourite in the shop. Everyone that comes along and buys it absolutely loves it. It's a popular one in the boardroom as well. In this, you are building up your own kingdom, and you're doing this by selecting tiles with different terrain features on them, and hopefully getting some with crowns on it as well. At the end of the game, once everyone has selected all the tiles from the game, you will then add up your total by multiplying the amount of spaces in any given terrain by the amount of crowns. So you can see on the back here just exactly what that is about. It's a fun little game. It works well for the kids. It works well for the parents as well. There's a lot of strategy to it, but there's not so many rules that the kids aren't going to know what to do or be at a disadvantage of doing so. Our next one is a cooperative game. This is Suspect. This is a brand new game to the UK. It came out a couple of weeks ago. In this, you're working together to work through a series of cases and answer questions such as who is the killer, what was their motive, what did they kill the deceased with, for example. In the main game, you get 3 cases. Each case can be played separately, so you don't have to do them like in order, or you have to do them all at one time. You can space them out if you so wish. The setup on this is simple. You have a stack of cards, and these cards will represent locations, they'll represent clues, they'll represent characters that you can interrogate. We do have a demo copy in the shop here, so if you'd like to, you can give this a go, but we do also have the full game in the library as well, so you can play through that if you come along to our board games evening. This is a great game that really encourages people to communicate, to talk to each other, make their deductions, and really follow the story. They've tried to do it in a way that is reminiscent of the Agatha Christie novels, so it's really about the psychology of the characters, and a lot of the deduction is left to you. The game will just give you the clues. Another team-based game, but it is team-based and competitive, is In the Palm of Your Hand. Now, this one came out in the start of the autumn, and in this you were trying to recreate memories for your teammates. You were doing that by utilising a variety of different objects such as string, a ring, a coin, a cloth, for example, and then your teammate with their eyes closed has to guess the 2 memories that you have mimed out for them. When they open their eyes, there will actually be 8 different memories in front. The other teams will contribute 2 to the pool of memories as well. It is then up to your teammate to try and work out of the 8, the 2 memories that you had mimed for them. It is a beautiful game. It is so tactile. And again, it's one of these ones that there's not a lot of rules to it. It's all about the gameplay. So it works well for that post-Christmas dinner game for the whole family. The kids can get involved too. There's a little bit of a learning curve to it because you've got to try and figure out exactly what your teammate is trying to mime to you. But once you get the hang of it, absolutely beautifully, wonderfully made game. Finally, we have got Quirkle, another popular one in the shop. In this one, you are using tiles that have shapes and colours on them to create lines. So if you've played games like Dominoes or Scrabble, for example, you'll be familiar with the concept. However, this replaces those numbers and letters with shapes and colours. You can create rows and columns up to 6 long, either all 6 shapes in one colour or all 6 colours in one shape. If you manage to do that, you score double points for the row or column, and over time you will be creating a grid of these tiles. The back of the box gives you the rules. It is fairly simple setup, which means that it works really well for everyone of all ages. So it really is a fantastic game. And then if you are looking for something that is deep in strategy as well, that's going to scratch that itch for you as well, as it is in its core an abstract strategy game. So that is our top 10 for Christmas this year at Board at Home. If you did want to try these games out or ask any questions about them, then you can pop into the store. We'll be happy to help you. So these are some of the favourites that we are playing at the moment. And if you have any questions, you can of course comment below, visit us in store, or you can call us on 01843 316 281. That is all for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, we'll see you in the boardroom.